in New Light Video Magazine. Seeing in a New Perspective. November issue, Volume 20. Feature story, Dame Darcy. With other great stories as well, including MerPeople, What's Up? Underwater Bases? Uncovering Unexplained Phenomena, and a delicious apple crumble fairy food. Catch the monthly trivia and the ANA celestial calendar and forecast inside. To find out more, go to www.newlightvideomagazine.com or follow us on YouTube. We'll see you there. The table of contents is designed for you to get the best enjoyment from INLVM. Simply find the story you want to experience from the contents and go to that time code, or let it play for the full issue. Table of contents. Otherworld news. MerPeople. Time code 247. Rollin Green Project. Time code 801. Native American Heritage. Time code 1042. Feature story, Dame Darcy. Illustrator, writer, fine artist, musician, filmmaker, and animator. Time code 1417. What's Up? Uncovering Unexplained Phenomena. Underwater Bases? Time code 2054. Entertainment Central! It's trivia time. Time code 2518. Little Big Man. Time code 2655. Native American Instruments. Time code 3025. Holistic Health. 'Tis the Season of Pumpkin. Time code 3325. Apple Crumble Fairy Food. Time code 3636. Astronomy and Astrology. Astronomy Photo of the Month, Galaxies to See in November. Time code 3758. Jellyfish in the Atmosphere? Time code 4038. ANA Celestial Calendar and Forecast. Time code 4521. About in New Light Video Magazine. Time code 5412. Contributors and credits. Time code 5534.
MerPeople, aquatic relatives. Merpeople, commonly called mermaids or mermen, have fascinated many people throughout the years. In the past, they were described as beautiful women, enchanting sailors, at times to their deaths along rocky shores. Stories of merpeople have been told for hundreds of years. But are they true? There are claims that merpeople were apes that turned to the sea for food. True, humans can hold their breath for up to 20 minutes, almost as long as dolphins. We have a bit of webbing between our fingers, which is a feature of aquatic type life that goes along the evolutionary theory. These stories of island people actually walking on the bottom of the ocean to fish, and stories that the Mocha people of Southeast Asia can even extract their pupils at will to control water distortion to the point that is like looking through swimming goggles. And in some places, humans can fish without nets. In places such as Brazil, coastal West Africa, and in Southeast Asia, dolphins help them fish. The fishermen will go to the shore, call the dolphins, and the dolphins will herd in schools of fish inland so the fishermen can surround them and then net them. These are wild dolphins, yet they are not afraid of being caught themselves. They seem to understand they are helping, and they understand that the fishermen will release them, and of course, the fishermen give them a share of the bounty. In remote areas, the efficiency of people in water is remarkable. Is this so hard to believe? In searching, I found an interesting bit of information that really surprised me. Scientists believe that common-day orcas evolved from a type of wolf-like ancestor, and a type of brown bear became the polar bear. So, just maybe, that type of human evolution is possible. Animal Planet aired the show Mermaids, The Body Found. That really made many people think again about the existence of merpeople. It was laughed at as a hoax or greatly believed, with most all opinions to one extreme or the other. Later, some of their footage was thought to be fake, but others explain it was a dramatization for the documentary during unfilmed events. It is known that ancient Babylonians, Polynesian tribes, and Syrians all worship merpeople. Mermaids are known in just about all cultures from many different sides of the world. in civilizations that did not have contact. In 1836, fairy tale Little Mermaid was said to be inspired by the mermaid on Greek pottery, as well as John Williams Waterhouse's painting titled The Mermaid. There are countless pictures out there of those claiming to find merpeople bones and having footage of them. Many fishermen tell stories of them, catching them in their big nets and seeing them swim with other aquatic life. On YouTube alone, you will find it loaded with these videos. At Emisola Maternity Hospital in downtown Manila, in the Philippines, Dr. Joseph Aquino reportedly delivered a merbaby to a healthy human woman. This woman, who is nameless, is single and claims to have a merman lover. Scientifically speaking, there is a type of birth defect called serenomela, where the legs are joined together. Life expectancy for those born with this disorder is very slim. Shallow Pipin has been the only human that has lived past 3 days. So that theory does not support the other claims unless you consider them being like fish out of water. Many fishermen have also reported seeing fish cut in ways that are not common by predatory animals of the sea. So what should we believe? Sure, we can state that there is no such thing as merpeople and that they are simply the imagination playing out, but honestly the proof for and the proof against it are almost evenly balanced. And then we wonder, how did dolphins learn to fish with humans? Our oceans are very, very deep, vast, and massive. It could be possible for them to exist, see us as a threat, and hide from us. Honestly, I would too. If we did come in contact with them, we would probably do painful tests to these creatures, all in the name of science. From cave drawings to people snapping pictures and videos of these mysterious aquatic beings, I can't help but feel that there is something to it. There is proof that other land-faring animals went to the sea. Why couldn't ancient apes? Through evolution, many things are possible. It is nice to imagine mermaids as beautiful women swimming through the sea, but honestly, I feel that is not the case. The whole idea of them looking like humans is far-fetched, as they are a different species. I feel that truth and myth are equally measured here. It could have very well been the fact that the ape-like humanoid did in fact begin to turn to the sea for food and survival. So this could very well be a species having to adapt in order to survive. That is one trait that is in all living things on this earth: survival instincts. It would seem the will to live is heavily ingrained in all life forms. What do you think? There has been a lot of chatter over merpeople lately, and this could be for a good reason. Or is it just another type of hoax going around? The sea is a vast place. Could they be hiding from us in fear of us? We would love for you to share your thoughts, hear your opinions. I know I will definitely begin looking at the sea as a whole new world. Thank you for watching and listening. This is Stacy Hill with a New Light Video Magazine.
Reiki Attunement Classes with Reiki Master Instructor Reverend Stacy Hill. For more information, send an email to revstacyhill@gmail.com and start a journey in Reiki today.
Going coastal. It was February 10th, 2013 when the Rollin Green Project left our home in coastal Georgia with a mission to travel, learn, and gain skills to build a self-sustaining community. It was to be from the East Coast to the West Coast and to complete a personal journey to stick my feet in the Pacific Ocean. While we have ventured across the southern United States, we have also taken a turn here and there to explore some of the central areas in our adventures. The people we have met and worked with, and all the things we've learned, have been truly invaluable and enriched our lives and skills in many ways. As we spent most of this year in the Arizona desert town of Tonopah, we have learned so many ways to survive, live, and be productive with the environment and surroundings, leading us to the next phase in our journey with the property in Colorado. But we still hadn't made it to the coast. While our original hopes for that journey were to travel from the Southern Coastal Highway up into Washington, that seems to be a coastal experience for our future. However, with the help of Greyhound, I completed my personal coast-to-coast excursion and am looking forward to driving away from the beautiful Tonopah sunset toward our new adventures and putting the things we've learned in motion while learning so much more in the process. Though the journey for our next year may have a lot less time spent on the road, it will have many fun and interesting projects documented as we build our first eco-station overlooking the San Luis Valley. We are looking for other people with knowledge and experience to join us in the creative thinking of renewable resources and eco-friendly dwellings. Please give us your thoughts and share ideas on the magazine's website and visit us at the Rollin Green Project site. We welcome you all to take this next phase of the journey with us and stay up to date on the current events and projects at www.rollinggreenproject.org. This is Samantha Phoenix with the Rollin Green Project for a New Light Video Magazine. Thank you for traveling with us.
Uplift, create, and share at Anahata Healing Arts in the Starland District of Savannah. www.anahatahealingarts.com.
Native American Heritage Month. November is usually known as the month for Thanksgiving and gratitude, but one thing many do not realize is that it's also Native American Heritage Month. Thanksgiving is known as a time when Native Americans brought food to the starving pilgrims, and I feel that they are the people we should really be focusing on. The land known as America was once open and free. The natives had their tribal territories and resided there. Sure, there were battles at times between tribes, but most respected those territorial boundaries. Through the induction of the white man into America, seeking their own type of freedom, they unknowingly brought diseases and at times assured death for the natives whom had called this land their home. They were introduced to a man who thought they could, in fact, own earth. The cruelty that soon became their reality was unspeakable. It is true these people suffered tremendously. Surprisingly, even today, they are still subject to prejudicial treatment. On August 3, 1990, President George W. Bush declared November as Native American Heritage Month. This movement was started in the early 1900s by a Seneca Native American, Dr. Arthur C. Parker, who at the time was the director of the Museum of Arts and Science in Rochester, New York. He began by persuading the Boy Scouts to observe a day for the first American, and they did so for 3 years after. In 1915, in Lawrence, Kansas, at the annual Congress of the American Indian Association, it was formally approved for the planning of a similar recognition. On September 28, 1915, they appointed their president, Reverend Sherman Coolidge, to make a proclamation that would declare the second Saturday of each May as American Indian Day. What many do not recognize is that the year before this, Red Fox James, a Blackfoot Indian, rode on horseback state to state seeking approval for such a day. On May 1916, the second Saturday in May, the governor of New York was the first to observe American Indian Day. It was changed in recognition to show much honor to those that paid too great a price for being the first Americans. Now November is commonly known as American Indian and Alaskan Native Heritage Month. November is still associated as a thank you month. We at In New Light Video Magazine would like to show our appreciation and honor to our first Americans. 1 month may not seem sufficient for those natives who lost so much, but we hope they know many of us hold those times close to our hearts, including those that are still subject to abuse and neglect. I hope to bring attention to all the inequality that many Native Americans still endure to this day. So, as we are eating our feast on Thanksgiving Day, let us take a moment to really appreciate where this day came from. It was truly a day of community, gratitude, and honor. Thanksgiving is not a day to think of shopping and how much of a bargain we can get on things. It is a day to hold close to our heart and honor it for what it is truly meant to be. Thanksgiving. I hope you enjoyed reading and listening to this article. May you have a safe and loving holiday season and live in constant state of gratitude with peace in your heart. This is Stacy Hill and New Light Video Magazine. Hi, this is Stacy Hill with INLVM. Our issue this month seemed to take a turn for the aquatic, and when we had a chance to meet with Savannah's own mermaid, we were pretty pleased. When we found out there was a lot more to this eccentric, fashionable, fin-flapping mermaid than meets the eye. Dame Darcy is known worldwide as an illustrator, writer, fine artist, musician, filmmaker, and animator. She has created illustrations for other writers such as Alan Moore, Poppy Z, Bright, and Trina Robbins, and fashion designers Anna Sue, Jared Gold, CWC, Coy Girl Magic, to name a few. Her fine art is represented by Sloan Fine Art in New York City. Dame Darcy's TV series, Turn of the Century, won many awards for the movies and animations made in collaboration with Lisa Hammer and other filmmakers. She is currently working on a new series called Voyage of the Temptress, which features the adventures of her dolls. She makes and collects dolls. Her dolls seem to take on a life of their own, as they have given her inspiration to create many illustrations and works like her long-running comic, Meat Cake. Here's that interview with Dame Darcy. We hope you enjoy.
Hello everybody, this is Stacy Hill with the New Light Video Magazine, and we are with Dame Darcy today in Savannah, Georgia. And she has brought her friend with us. And who is your friend?
Her name is Isabel Doll.
Isabel Doll.
Yeah, and if you, I said that they had to put me on the TV show, or else I kind of.
What? And what do you do?
I'm a cartoonist, and I was raised on a ranch in Idaho with cowboy poets, so a lot of my family are already artists that were working artists that made money as artists. So I knew I already always knew that would be and could be a reality. I just had to figure out exactly how I was going to make a living as a cartoonist. So I started self-publishing when I was a teenager, and then I went to the San Francisco Art Institute, and then I moved to New York City and started working there as an animator and as a cartoonist, freelance illustrator, and running my own cabarets and doing my own shows and stuff like that, because the shows always promote books, book sales, that kind of thing, while I was pitching my TV shows and my movies as intellectual properties. Isabel is the star of our new TV series / web comic series called The Voyage of Temptress, that's based on my comic book Meat Cake. And Meat Cake has been a series that I've been doing since the early 90s. It's a comic book I do with Fantagraphics.
Okay, and I also want to mention that you are Savannah's Mermaid Queen. And
Yes, I am.
back on, when was that, October the 11th, you were actually in the Pirate Parade in Tybee Island. And you actually have some cards, some tarot cards that you made along the mermaid. And
yeah, I made mermaid tarot cards. This is the lover's card. They're two little mermaids. Pink mermaids, the King of Pentacles. The Tower is actually tsunami. The Magician is a merman. Death is at the bottom of the ocean. Just stuff like that.
okay, and this is not the only thing you do. You also have artwork, and this is part of your artwork behind us.
Oh yeah, this is I have a new painting series, and this painting in particular is about no plastic in the ocean. And another mermaid queen on Tybee named Ashley Workman is actually campaigning to stop plastics in the ocean on Tybee Island, which would be the first city in Georgia to do that. And they've already banned plastic in California. So I know that it's going to happen everywhere eventually, and I think it's very progressive and cool of Tybee.
Right.
And it takes another mermaid queen to care about stuff like that.
Where did you get the inspiration for this? What inspired you to do all this?
People don't always identify with a dolphin dying, but when you can portray the pain of the animals in the ocean dying from plastic and pollution as a beautiful, sexy mermaid that people can identify with,
Right.
dying or being trapped in plastic, that kind of thing, like this embodiment of the spirit of the ocean, then and show the intercoastal waterway and show dolphins and then they get to know it, and then they feel more for it. So I'm serving the goddess by doing this.
Okay.
And making Isabel famous.
And
That's
making
why
Isabel famous.
She's a pirate right now, because she was a pirate in the movie.
Okay. Well, let me ask you this: where can people find out more about you? I mean, I know that you do some things here in Savannah, and I know you got some stuff going on online. And where can people find you and find out more about you?
You can go to damedarcy.com, and all my books are there. my comic books and graphic novels. And I'm also on Etsy, which is linked to my site. And you can sign up on our mailing list, and I can send people directly information for shows and stuff. So you can contact me on damedarcy.com or email me directly at damedarcy9@gmail.com. I'm on Facebook and Twitter and Tumblr and all that shenanigans too, but it's better to get in touch with me directly.
And it's www.damedarcy.com?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Well, we want to thank you for watching and listening. This is Stacy Hill with a New Light Video Magazine. Debuting the first time on a New Light Video Magazine, Savannah's Mermaid. Thank you.
To find out more about Dame Darcy's latest projects, videos, and upcoming art and music events, visit her website at the same website, damedarcy.com. Contact us at innewlightmag@gmail.com for information on placing your advertisement in our publication.
Underwater bases. Underwater bases may sound a bit outlandish, but what if they really exist? What if I told you that off the coast of Malibu, California, about 6.6 miles from land and about 2,000 feet below the surface of the water, sits something that resembles just that? Most evidence is obtained from Google Earth, but it has been studied and researched for about 40 years now. Nearby Point Doom, there is an interesting structure that no one can really explain. This area is known as a hotspot for UFO seekers and researchers. Why? Because there have been countless claims of unexplained lights going into and out of the ocean. Looking at Google Earth, it looks as if it's right on shore, but it is not. This structure looks to have a Greek-like architecture, and the roof alone is 500 feet thick, strong enough to withstand a nuclear blast. The structure is 1.35 miles by 2.45 miles wide, and the support pillars are 2,745 feet wide and 630 feet tall. For many years, this area has had hundreds of reports on UFO/USO sightings. So, yes, this place is going to stick out. While the structure looks man-made, David Schwartz of the U.S. Geological Survey stated, "I think it's natural and is a part of the continental shelf. It's just a complicated part of what's now offshore that has seen some erosion and maybe slumping when perhaps this was partially exposed when sea level was lower. This is a really major earthquake area, and perhaps some of these features are a result of slope failures due to shaking. I didn't see anything special about it. I think it's because it looks like there's a flat surface, and then below it, it looks like there are these vertical columns. So somebody can say, oh, this is an entryway to something special." So apparently he is stating that this complex looking structure, one that appears to be manufactured, is simple nature. Schwartz went on to explain, "This is interpreted as a thrust fault, meaning one side of the crust moves up over the other, and what we're looking at is interpreted as being the surface expression of this doom thrust, which is part of a large vault system in Southern California. Sure, there is no flag stating that it's an alien base, and as far as we know, the U.S. doesn't have that technology to build such a structure. So, should we accept Schwartz's explanation that it is a simple thrust fault?" Even John Anthony West, an independent Egyptologist, stated, "The pictures are a bit misleading in that it looks as though it's on shore," West told HuffPost. "My first reaction, knowing that it was 2,000 feet under the water, was that under no circumstances could it in fact be artificial, man-made, and I have enough experience looking at geology and distinguishing between what could perhaps be artificial, and then there's sort of gray area in between. As far as I'm concerned, there's no gray area." West said he's inclined to go along with the geological explanation. So is it just a thrust fault, or is it something not made by man, yet someone else? This area has been very active in sighting of UFOs, unidentified flying objects, and that can be anything, even top-secret aircraft made by our government. Until we are able to go there and explore in person, we have to depend upon Google Earth for their images. This is the coordinates if you wish to look it up. 34 degrees, 1 hour, 23 minutes, .31 seconds, north, 118 degrees, 59 hours, 45 minutes, 0.64 seconds west. If you have any further information on this subject, please let us know. Thank you for watching and listening. This is Stacy Hill with a New Light Video Magazine.
History, hauntings, happenings. Find your truth with Sixth Sense World. www.sixthsenseworld.com. Entertainment Central. It's our trivia time. It's movie trivia time. Yeah. The answer to last issue's trivia question. Starbeast was the original name for what scary movie? Alien. The working title for Alien was Starbeast, but the screenwriter, Dan O'Bannon, disliked the title and later changed the name to Alien after realizing how many times the word alien showed up in the script. He was happy with the simplicity of the newly chosen name and its double meaning as a noun and an adjective. Thus, this terrifying title slayed the beast. This issue's trivia question. Are you ready? What two sequential artists helped shape the visual style of Luc Besson's film, The Fifth Element? Look for the answer in the next issue, baby. And a new trivia question. Entertainment Central Movie Review, Little Big Man. In honor of Native American Month, we decided to review a film that took an interesting approach to showing us what life was like for our ancestors. Little Big Man is a film directed by Arthur Penn, based on the novel Little Big Man by Thomas Berger, that allows the audience to see two different perspectives of life during the 19th century. The main character, Little Big Man, played by Dustin Hoffman, is a white man named Jack Crabb, raised by Cheyenne natives who refer to themselves as human beings. The interesting thing about Hoffman's character is that he, throughout the film, switches back and forth between his adopted Native American family and the white man's world in an attempt to survive. This allows the audience to see life as both a Native American and as a soldier of the United States Cavalry. While the film was overall a comedy, it does have some tragic moments that display a social conscience regarding prejudice and injustices that befell the Native Americans. The film was considered to be a revisionist Western that depicted the U.S. Cavalry as villains and took a more sympathetic look at the struggles of the Native Americans of the time. In my research, I found that there was an actual Little Big Man. However, he was apparently nothing like the character created for this film. The real Little Big Man was a Native American leader who was known for his involvement and in the capture and assassination of Crazy Horse at Fort Robinson around 1877. According to Wikipedia, the character is partially based on a Native American scout named Curly who rode with Custer and the 7th Cavalry into the Battle of Little Bighorn. While the average history buff may be put off by some of the film's historical inaccuracies, I personally found it to be very entertaining. The story was told by the main character, Jack, who, at the start of the film, is 121 years old. He narrates his life to a curious historian as he takes us on an amusing and at times sad trip down memory lane. He recalls his experiences with a variety of colorful characters including Bill Hickok, Chief Old Lodgeskins, and even General Custer. Custer was portrayed as a narcissistic, Indian-hating lunatic in the film, but surprisingly enough, it was documented that he was largely sympathetic to the Native American population and publicly opposed, at the risk of his own career, the Grant administration's policy of expansion into native lands. The film was nominated for several awards and won 2 Laurel Awards, an NFSC Award, an NYFCC Award, and special mention at the Moscow International Film Festival. Little Big Man is a truly entertaining and at times thought-provoking film. In closing, I would suggest that if you have not seen this film, you take a minute to check it out. If you have seen Little Big Man in the past, then in honor of Native American Month, watch it again, because you never know what you might catch the second or third time around. Its unique style and approach to storytelling make it a great film and a lot of fun to watch. This is Rich with INLVM, and as always, thanks for watching and listening. INLVM is proud to share some of Tom Joyce's beautiful work from his new album, Aberg Piano Works. To hear more of this album, go to tomjoycepiano.bandcamp.com/releases and to pick up your copy today.
Native American instruments. Native American instruments are each as unique as their artisans. Unlike the typical manufactured instrument, each one in the native culture often holds a spiritual connection to the one playing it. Its player is often its creator as well. There are 3 typically found types of instruments in the native culture. The percussion, which includes drums, shakers, rain sticks, and other rhythmic instruments. The wind instruments, such as flutes and recorders. And the stringed instruments, which are as varied in their types as the people that play them. The percussion instruments are commonly made from various types of hide based on the intended resonance or the spirit animal that is used to create the instrument. The bones, tails, and hides are often used for this purpose. The hide is stretched over a wooden or bone frame and cured. Strings are used to tighten the hide as it gives and stretches from age and usage. Other parts of the same animal often ordain the instrument, adding that totem spirit into the music its artist creates. Turtle shells are often used for shakers and rattles, which may be strung and tied to the body or wrapped to a bone or carved wooden handle. Most all their instruments are created from the nature around them, adding to their natural charm and the beauty of their sound. The Native American wind instruments are typically carved from reed or other hollow wood and have 4 or more holes that will vary the tone of the sound that comes out. Some have only one pipe, while others have 2 or more of these pipes put together to offer different ranges or because each one makes its own specific tone. The construction of the flute will determine the way the air is passed through it to resonate the sound. Stringed instruments may be small, handheld styles to a typical guitar or banjo style. Some are made to lay in the lap like a dulcimer, while others may sit on the floor like a harp. They consist of 1 or more strings that are set to specific tones and are plucked, strummed, or played with a horsehair bow. Each instrument is crafted with the purpose of honoring the nature used to create it, as well as honoring the spirit with the music it creates. Its individual craftsmanship is beautifully unique and offers a musical experience that can be physically and spiritually healing, as well as entertaining. This is Samantha Phoenix for A New Light Video Magazine.
Creative Divine Studios, the transformative power of sacred sound, the School of Sound and Energy Resonance with MerDemarmion. Contact Mer at facebook.com/Creative Divine or facebook.com/Melinda DeMarmion.
'Tis the season of pumpkin. Pumpkin latte, pumpkin spice tea, pumpkin pie. Seems you can get pumpkin anything. I know that normally October is known for pumpkins, but its puree has been used to make famous pumpkin pie throughout the fall and winter seasons. So what is it about pumpkin? Do we like it for the taste, health benefits, or both? In the U.S., pumpkin has been primarily used for jack-o'-lantern, but we are beginning to learn the many ways it can be used to treat our taste and other foods and beverages. In recent years, it seems pumpkin is really making its place on our tables in some fashion or another. I am even enjoying a nice warm glass of pumpkin spice tea as I'm writing this article. So, yes, we like the taste, but what about the health benefits of pumpkin? Did you know that pumpkins can help eyesight? Yes, rich in carotenoids, eating 1 cup of mashed pumpkins gives us 200% of our daily allowance of vitamin A. Aiding in weight loss, just 1 cup of pumpkin contains 3 grams of fiber, not only helping you feel fuller longer, but aiding in digestion. As an excellent source of the antioxidant beta-carotene, pumpkin can help fight off cancer. I want to include the seeds here as well, as they have been linked to fighting certain cancers as well, providing vitamin C to boost the immune system to being a rich source of potassium, better than bananas. The pumpkin seeds have even been linked to production of serotonin to boost our moods as well. Even the skin of pumpkin contains compounds that have been linked to reducing inflammation in the body, the same inflammation that causes heart disease, cancer, and type 2 diabetes. Dietitians advise adding the puree to soups, chili, pasta sauce, and even hummus to extra nutrient-rich food. One cool fact is that it contains zeaxanthin, which is a natural antioxidant that has UV, ultraviolet ray filtering actions in the macula, lutea, and retinas of the eyes, thus helping protect our eyes from the age-related muscular disease, ARMD, in the elderly. An excellent source of B-complex vitamins, it is also a rich source in minerals like copper, calcium, potassium, and phosphorus. Being rich in so many different nutrients that help us to have a healthy life, pumpkin is really showing its true color as a powerful plant ally. So go ahead, enjoy your pumpkin whatever, and know that you are feeding your body many nutrients to protect it from diseases. Happy pumpkin season. This is Stacy Hill in New Light Video Magazine.
From the Ground Up, Lapidary, Wire Wrapping, and Custom Jewelry Designs by Marty Farley. Facebook.com/FromTheGroundUp01. Holistic Health. Apple Crumble Fairy Food. You start by powdering 2½ cups of nuts in a blender, put 1½ into a bowl, put the other cup into another bowl. In the first bowl, mix 1/2 cup of maple syrup, honey is optional, 2 tablespoons of olive oil, 1 tablespoon of soy sauce, 1/2 tablespoon of cinnamon and nutmeg, 1 tablespoon of vanilla extract, and 1 tablespoon of lemon. Mix this into a paste. This is the crust. Press this into a dish. To make the filling, chop red, yellow, and green apples, 1 each. Mix into the first bowl with the nuts. Add regular and golden raisins, bee pollen, and a dash of honey or maple syrup. Spoon the filling into the crust. Top with dried apple slices to simulate an apple pie crust. Whipped cream is optional. Enjoy! INLVM has only given you a sample of Clandestiny's amazing album, Following the Muse. To hear more of this amazing album, go to clandestiny.bandcamp.com to pick up your copy today.
Astronomy and Astrology. The Astronomy Photo of the Month, Galaxies to See in November. M31, Andromeda Galaxy, and M33, the Triangulum Galaxy. Having the Astronomy Photo of the Month has encouraged the INLVM staff to make their experience proactive. We can show you some photographs of things you can see yourself with binoculars or your handy telescope. The fall night skies in November present a desirable backdrop to find 2 galaxies. Messier 31, the Andromeda Galaxy, and Messier 33, the Triangulum Galaxy. The Andromeda Galaxy is also known as M31, Messier 31, and NGC 224. This galaxy is a spiral galaxy similar to our own and is located about 2.5 million light years away from Earth in the Andromeda constellation. The Andromeda constellation is shown outlined in pink on the sky map during the fall months in the northern hemisphere. It is easily spotted in the night sky. You can use the sky map and your binoculars or telescope to find M31. Most people have heard of Andromeda in some form, if only by name. Here are some facts that you may not know. By comparison, the Andromeda Galaxy and our Milky Way galaxy are about the same size. Which leads me to share another interesting science theory or fact. In 3.75 billion years, the Andromeda Galaxy is expected to collide with us, the Milky Way galaxy, to possibly form a giant galaxy. The Triangulum Galaxy is also known as M33, Messier 33, and NGC 598. Another name you may have heard it being called by is its nickname, the Pinwheel Galaxy. That is referencing its amazing spiral shape. Like Andromeda, the Triangulum Galaxy is a spiral galaxy located in the same neighborhood of the sky as Andromeda. It is about 3 million light-years from Earth and is located in the Triangulum constellation, which is outlined in aqua on the sky map. Image credit: Andromeda Galaxy, NASA, Hubble. Triangulum Galaxy is Alexander Melig. Sky maps created by INLVM. This is Tammy Sabo wishing everyone happy stargazing from A New Light Video Magazine.
Astronomy and astrology. Jellyfish in the atmosphere? And they're called energy zoas. While that statement may sound like lyrics to a lost Beatles song or the title of a B-rated horror flick, it is, in fact, a phenomenon more commonly referred to as an energy zoa. The extraterrestrial energy zoa hypothesis is an alternative explanation for UFO activity. EEH suggests that some UFO activity can be best explained as some form of biological life forms and not creatures from other planets popping in for a visit in their high-tech spacecrafts. The beings are believed to be a newly discovered species of animals living in interstellar space. Energy Zoa was the name given to these creatures because they are reported to be made of pure energy. Researchers do not believe that these creatures are highly intelligent. They are believed to be similar to primitive life forms that inhabit our deep oceans. Although this subject is slowly getting more attention from UFO researchers, it is noted that it has not been accurately explored by the scientific community yet. It is duly noted that the hypothesis relating certain UFO activity to that of biological hydrozoa behavior was originally formulated by Daniel Tarr in 2006. The hypothesis was published on Wikipedia but was removed in 2007 and considered to be non-scientific. You can, with some researching, still find the original article hidden online in various places. Oddly enough, Tarr was not the only one to come to this conclusion. According to www.tardaniel.com, other researchers who share similar conclusions include Joseph P. Skipper, Report 159, Planetary Atmospheric Life, and Chris Zimmerman, NASA Unknowns. The fact is, as more of NASA's orbital space footage is made available to the general public, the more it seems that this hypothesis could be true. Observations of the footage reveal what seems to be energy zoa congregating in large numbers near the Earth's orbit. It is noted that they, at times, seem to penetrate the ionosphere to feed on energy from electrical storms, lightning, and other electromagnetic sources as well. There is, however, a lingering concern for the effect these creatures may have on human spaceflight, as they are potentially accountable for a number of lost probes and satellites. If you're wanting to do some field research of your own, keep in mind that although they are considered physical beings, they are believed to be on a higher energy frequency. It is this frequency which makes them invisible to the naked eye, but not to infrared cameras. So grab some IR gear and aim up, because you never know what you might catch on film. Speaking of film, these strange creatures even showed up as the subject of an episode in the cartoon The Secret Saturdays, called The Swarm at the Edge of Space. Who knows where they might turn up next? In closing, I feel like I have more questions now than I did when I started researching this subject. While it's an interesting hypothesis, I cannot help but wonder how true this is. If it is true, could they be dangerous? Could they be a key element that makes up our ozone layer? Are they truly as primitive as we think? Or is this knowledge the foundation for the proposed fake Project Bluebeam alien invasion we discussed in the September issue? Who knows? But one thing is for sure, it is a subject that definitely deserves further investigation. This is Rich with INLVM. As always, thank you for watching and listening. When information is beyond belief, beyond conspiracy, or beyond the norm, then it's beyond news. Find out more at articlechase.com/beyondnews.
Celestial Calendar and Forecast for November through December of 2014. The Astronomy and Astrology Calendar and Forecast is an easy-to-follow presentation. You can see what is happening by the date events are occurring in astronomy and astrology in one section. Find the dates of the 4 meteor showers in November, the 8 in December. We will also take a look at some powerful astrology factors, Uranus squaring Pluto, and all planets station and one goes retrograde. Monday, November 3rd, we have the second peak of the Southern Taurids meteor shower. It's active from September 10th through November 10th, and on peak you can see about 5 per hour. On Thursday, November 6th, we have the full beaver moon, also called the frosty moon, the astronomical sign of Aries and the astrological sign of Taurus. The full moon in Taurus is likely to set the tone for indulgence and appreciation for love of the good life and fine things. Taurus is likely going to be urging us to seize the moment and enjoy life at whatever expense. This could have us splurging a bit for the sake of fun and good times. Our emotions with this moon may create intense emotions of thrill-seeking and adventure. On Wednesday, November 10th, we have the peak of the Northern Taurids meteor shower. It's active from November 20th through December 10th, and on peak you can see about 5 an hour. On Wednesday, November 12th, the Rosetta mission, the European Space Agency, lands Philae lander on Comet 67P. It's the first in history. Congratulations, European Space Agency. Thursday, November 13th, Uranus squares Pluto. Uranus and Pluto tangle has been going on since 2012, and from this point of squaring will continue into 2015. This signifies a prominent series of life-changing events, some without warning or notice. This can move from breakdown to breakthrough as it transforms. Outer planets indicate that transformation is taking place on a large scale in society and even globally. Pluto and Uranus are already working to transform our lives and world right now. You can experience major breakthroughs. On Sunday, November 16th, Neptune leaves retrograde motion and enters station. Monday, November 17th, we have the peak of the Leonids meteor shower, active from November 6th to November 30th, and on peak you can see about 15 per hour. On Sunday, November 21st, we have the peak of the Alpha Monoceratids meteor shower. It's active from November 15th to November 25th, and on peak it's variable. Saturday, November 22nd, we have the new moon in the astronomical sign of Libra in the astrological sign of Scorpio. The influence of the new moon in Scorpio can often influence the emotions in extreme ways. Being overly protective of things, ideas, projects, or people could create challenges if taken too far. Watch out for that jealousy impulse lurking. The caution is to be aware that your emotions could be making you more aggressive than usual, and it is best to rethink situations before you allow your emotions to drive you to outburst. While emotions are heightened, so is energy and intuition. These can boost determination and the urge to achieve. On Sunday, November 23rd, Chiron leaves retrograde motion and enters station. Saturday, December 6th, we have the peak of the Phaeonicids meteor shower. It's active from November 28th through December 9th, and on peak you can see about 2 per hour. Still on December 6th, we have the peak of the Sigmund Hydrids meteor shower. It's active from November 26th to December 21st, and on peak we can see about 3 per hour. Still on December 6th, which is our Saturday full moon, is the full cold moon, also called long night moon and moon before Yule. It's in the astronomical sign of Taurus and the astrological sign of Gemini. The full moon in Gemini is about socializing, thinking, and creativity. Put all that together and look to experience insightful conversations that can inspire new ideas and possibilities. Desires to seek knowledge, study, or to go deeper into topics that have interested you are likely to occur. The lunar energy will be building, so you're likely to feel the effects earlier in the days prior to the full moon. You could be more creative now than you've been. Pay attention to your dreams. On Tuesday, December 7th, we have the peak of the Puppets-Velids meteor shower. It's active from December 1st through December 15th, and on peak we can see about 10 per hour. On Wednesday, December 8th, Jupiter goes into retrograde. It's retrograde from December 8th, 2014 in the sign of Leo, and it is retrograde until April 8th of 2015. This is a perfect time to search within ourselves to gain insight for deeper understanding ourselves and how we act or react to others and situations. At times it may seem as though our life comes to a halt or slows down significantly. Consider this as the universe demanding caution and a chance to see alternatives. Jupiter is said to appear stationary in front of the constellation Leo on December 9th, as it begins its retrograde motion on December 8th. In astronomy, this means the planet will be at its best visibility in the sky. Jupiter is retrograde for approximately 120 days. In astrology, this Jupiter retrograde indicates experiences of change in our perspective and perceptions. Thursday, December 9th, we have the peak of the Monoceratids meteor shower. It's active from November 27th through December 17th, and on peak we can see about 3 per hour. On Saturday, December 13th, we have the peak of the Geminids meteor shower. It's active from December 4th to December 16th, and on peak you can see an amazing 120 per hour. This will be the best shower to look for. Wednesday, December 17th, we have the peak of the Lonus Miniorids meteor shower, and it's active from December 3rd through January 19th, and on peak you can see about 5 per hour. Sunday, December 21st, we have the new moon in the astronomical sign of Ophiuchus in the astrological sign of Sagittarius. The new moon in the adventurous Sagittarius. This indicates a phase of great research and discovery. This new moon can create an intense need to seek for truth and resolve in matters. During a dark moon, this can become very personal and could have you hyper-focusing on the past emotional pains, and things that may have went wrong. The difficult part during this time will be accepting what cannot change so you can move on. Be careful of emotions being influenced that will intensify jealousy and secretive tendencies. On Sunday, December 21st, in the Northern Hemisphere we'll have the winter solstice. The Southern Hemisphere will be having their summer solstice. Also on December 21st, Uranus will be leaving retrograde motion and will enter station. On Monday, December 22nd, we have the peak of the Ursids meteor shower, active from December 17th through December 24th, and on peak you can see about 10 per hour. On Wednesday, December 31st, we have the peak of the Coma Berenices meteor shower. It's active from December 23rd through January 2nd, and on peak you can see about 5 per hour. That concludes our astronomy and astrology celestial calendar and forecast. Visit our website at www.anewlightvideomagazine.com for more information and some cool merchandise. I'm Tammy Sabo, the INLVM staff astrologer, sharing an outlook on astronomy and astrology.
In New Light Video Magazine, seeing in a new perspective. We're the first of our kind as a video magazine, combining the portability of video with the convenience of a magazine that reads itself to you. making our publication user-friendly for the hearing and visually impaired. We strive to bring you, our viewers and listeners, stories that we hope will inspire you to see things in a new light. To find out more about who we are, what we do, and how you can become a contributor to show your support, please visit our website. Then while you're there, check out our social media connections as well, including our new virtual world experience. That website is www.innewlightvideomagazine.com or www.inlvm.com. As always, from the staff here at INLVM, we thank you for watching and listening.
Yo, man, has anybody got some of that Yvonne Guca Chunami juice? Here's awesome.